Hello, I received a request to do a video about sigils and diagrams. I don't have much experience with diagrams, but I'm going to share a little bit of information about sigils today. First, I'm going to talk about sigils in the style of Austin Spare, where you create your own sigil based on an affirmation or a desire that you have, wish fulfillment that you create using a statement. So I'll use this as an example, and the letters are going to be reversed, but I'm going to start with, say the statement, I am happy. So what you're going to do is create a sigil based on all the letters here. So I'm just going to create something really quick. Thank you for your patience. So here's just an example. So within here, there is, you can find an I, an A, an M, an H, an A, a P, and a Y. So then this becomes your own sigil for the statement, I am happy. Now, once you create your own statement, you have a lot of different things you can do. You can draw this diagram on whatever statement you create and put it somewhere. You can engrave it on a piece of jewelry that you wear. You can plaster it somewhere to look at. You can put it under your pillow. You can sit and meditate on it. Some systems of sigil work say you should create it once and then ignore it and never think about it again. And once you create it, you can do meditations or just contemplations on it, and then you just put it into the universe to bring it to fruition. There are some methods where it said you can activate sigils by different methods, such as sexual fluids, whether you're male or female. I've never used blood. That's another example that you can use as well. However, I want to say be careful when creating sigils. A personal example is about 15 years ago, I created a sigil in this method that I am always humble. Someone told me I had too much pride, teacher, so I decided to create a sigil that I am humble. And now, ever since creating that, I always have situations that kind of keep me in a humble position since creating that. There's probably methods and ways where you can deconstruct and reverse the sigil you create, but I just want to give that as a piece of warning. Now, other types of sigils that exist are for spirits and spirit invocation or evocation. And here's a few examples of sigils in the spirit of Franz Barton. And different planetary spheres may have different kinds of sigils. So the Mercurial and the Jupiter spheres are usually a little bit more fanciful and with different color combinations that you will use in their sigils. I perceive sigils like calling cards. When I've done mental wandering, invocation, sometimes a spirit will offer me its sigil, or I will ask for its sigil so that I can contact it later again. It's kind of like a telephone number. However, I also believe if you have a certain level of development, you do not need a sigil. Just pure intention and will to contact a spirit. If you have the development to do that, you can do that without having any kind of sigil to contact them. But sigils are kind of like having your Rolodex card. There are several different spirits that specialize in different faculties, abilities, aspects of the universe. So if you are actively engaged in doing invocation or evocation, you might have a long list of friends that you want to be able to contact. So having their sigil is like having their phone number. It just makes the ability to contact them easier. There are other kinds of diagrams that I'm not versed in, such as Enochian tables. I believe there are Judaic numeric tables primarily kind of in the it's not gematria tradition. And I believe there's also systems in the East, such as Taoism, where you can use different forms of diagrams and tables for magic. And if you start to study sigils, you might notice that there are some that have similar patterns. And I attribute that to some kind of familial connection on the spirit realm. I have in front of me a little paper. I won't show all of it. Of a sigil I was given for myself. And as I noticed certain spirits I was meeting, they had variations of a similar design within their sigils that they were giving to me. And when you create a sigil like this, it has an effect kind of in the subconscious realm, and then it can go out into the ethers. Humans by nature, we're very receptive to imagery and symbolism. For example, in marketing, there may be curvatures used to mimic the tops of a woman, to indicate some kind of sexual innuendo. There's all these subtle symbols that are used in marketing that cause a subtle subconscious reaction from us that we may not be cognizant of. Similarly, once you create something like this, you've already associated an intention with what it means for you. So the idea is that it then plants a seed, but it becomes a powerful symbol and sigil for yourself. Also, if you activate it somehow, that then begins to create its own ripple effect out into the universe. So that's my video on sigils. Take care and be well.